Alrighty, next game up here is the Broncos and the Steelers in another game that we set a bar at. We wanted to see this Steelers team put up 25 points at least minimum. We saw, the numbers of Big Ben and Najee Harris in the run and the passing game respectively, and they were still real solid. It's not like Big Ben, his arm is bad and all that. It's still a good arm, and they were still putting up, 290, 300 yards in some of these games. And Najee Harris was getting, 100 yards between the run and the pass for multiple games in a row. So it wasn't the problem moving the ball. It was just a problem scoring the ball here. And that's why we set a bar here for the Steelers for us to kind of start rebuying into them, scoring at least 25 points. And they put up 27 points and win the game. So fantastic here for the Steelers. We can buy them a little bit heading into week 6. And as we progress, through our kind of weekly cycle here, of breaking everything down truly in depth, we'll see how much we can buy the Steelers. But they put up 25 points, absolutely fantastic, or more than 25 points, absolutely fantastic. They put up 27 points. They win the game 27-19 over the Broncos. But let's see what happened here and why the Broncos kind of came up a little short. So first drive, they go 3 and out. Second drive, they have to settle for a field goal coming off of a turnover, not the greatest. Then they're back to 3 and out. Then they're back to scoring another field goal, and they put up 6 points in the first half on the road. Then in the second half, they come out firing with a touchdown, fantastic, making it 13-24, and then another touchdown, making it 19-24. But then unfortunately, Teddy Bridgewater on a potentially game-tying drive down 27-19. Teddy Bridgewater throws an interception on 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. So Teddy Bridgewater not being able to truly clutch it up, settling for field goals a couple of times, and just not getting it done. So we'll go a little bit more in depth in our Wednesday film study to look at Teddy Bridgewater, because when we look at the stats, 24 of 38 here for 288 yards, 2 touchdowns. That interception, truly unfortunate. We'll look at where that came in a second. But Teddy Bridgewater goes 24 of 38. Let me do the math right this time. 24 of 38, only 63% completion percentage, right on kind of that lower end of what we like to see out of quarterbacks, and only put up 19 points here on the road. So we'll see, was he dinking and dunking? He had 24 completions for 288 yards, so it seems like he's airing it out, but on these kind of stall drives where they have to settle for field goals, why couldn't they get it done in the red zone on the final drive of the game to kind of tie it up? We'll go a little bit deeper on Wednesday during our film study show, but overall not bad here by Teddy Bridgewater. Now let's see where this interception came from. Oh yeah, we talked about it right on the 4th down on the very last drive of the game. So trying to take a shot right there. Unfortunately, it's picked. So not bad by this Broncos team overall. All right, in the running game, Javonte Williams, 8 carries for 61 yards, and Melvin Gordon, 9 carries for 34 yards. So running back by committee, solid, serviceable right here. Having Teddy Bridgewater throw the ball 38 times, a little bit much right there. Probably can rely on the running game a little bit more, but that's not what the game called for, and they didn't do that, and they lose by 1 score. All right, let's see who Teddy Bridgewater was throwing the ball to. Cortland Sutton, leading receiver here for the Broncos, 7 receptions for 120 yards and a touchdown. Tim Patrick, 7 receptions, 89 yards. Then we have Kendall Hilton, 2 receptions, 25 yards and 1 touchdown. Javonte Williams, 3 receptions, 25 yards. And then Noah Fant, 3 receptions for 20 yards. So getting it to his playmakers, his wide receivers and all that. Unfortunately, still losing the game here. And now for the Steelers, they put up the points, exactly what we wanted to see. But let's see how they did it. So here we go. Big Ben goes 15 of 25. 15 of 25, only 60% completion percentage. Basically what Josh Allen did, basically in everything. 15 of 25, 253 yards, which is absolutely fantastic. 2 touchdowns, fantastic as well. Getting them out to a nice hot start on a nice 50-yard touchdown pass on the first drive of the game. He did fumble as well. That led to the Denver Broncos field goal, the first points of the game here. So Big Ben still a little, careless in the pocket with the ball. We see him just kind of immobile back there and, taking some shots. He's getting sacked. He's getting hit over and over again. And now, him losing the ball on some of these fumbles, on some sacks right there. Not the best look, but didn't throw an interception, aired it out time and time again. So real still solid work here by Big Ben. And now finally this offense, Matt Canada working. How do we move the ball? How do we put up points? And Najee Harris truly coming into the equation here in the running game. 23 carries by Najee Harris, 122 yards, 1 touchdown. Absolutely fantastic. Now we had Benny Snell, 5 carries for 20 yards, but utilizing Najee Harris for 23 carries. That's what we want to see. Utilize him in a Derrick Henry-esque role, but, use him a little bit more in the passing game. The Titans rarely use Derrick Henry in the pass game, even though they could. Najee Harris a little bit better of a dual threat running back in the system. So this is what we want to see. 23 carries, 25 passes, real balanced offense right here. It put up 27 points. You love to see it. All right, who was Big Ben throwing to? We have Chase Claypool, leading receiver, 5 receptions for 130 yards and a touchdown. Deontay Johnson, 2 receptions, 72 yards and a touchdown. Then Najee Harris, 2 receptions, 20 yards. Zach Gentry, 1 reception, 13 yards, and Eric Ebron and Pat Fairmouth, 2 receptions, 10 yards for Eric Ebron. Pat Fairmouth, both tight ends right here, 2 receptions, 7 yards. So not going to his tight ends, just basically going to his deep down the field wide receivers that hit some big plays and letting Najee Harris do the rest. So some big shot plays by Big Ben, go big. Sets them up in some great positions, and they're able to win the game, and the defense kind of holds on the red zone on the goal line. So give credit to the Steelers defense for basically shutting out the game. But then we have Juju Smith-Schuster. Pretty much everybody's saying the season is over. Truly unfortunate right here. They didn't really utilize them last game. Obviously, we just told you he didn't even catch a ball real early on, injury right here. But potentially season-ending shoulder injury yesterday for the Steelers. So going down a piece right here. It's not the end of the world here for the Steelers because, they still have a lot of pieces here. And they didn't utilize Juju Smith-Schuster that much in the passing game, and they were still able to win. So another solid green flag a little bit. Obviously losing a piece, a weapon, obviously never good, but we'll see if that truly affects this offense or what happens. But Steelers get the win 27-19. We can start buying the Steelers team a little bit more heading into the rest of the week, and we'll break it down a little bit more in depth on a Wednesday. But a good win here for the Steelers to get back on track, winning at home, fantastic, moving the ball, putting up points. So we'll see if they can build upon this. And like we said, folks, we're just heading into week 6. This is still early on in the season. There is no real true cause for concern to bail on these teams right here. Maybe you can bail on the Jags. I would kind of say that's all right to start bailing on. But for the most part of these teams that are 2-3 and all that, no true cause to panic here. Y'all can still get it together. It's not the end of the world. Still a long season to go, and everybody's still getting it figured out. And now this is where we're starting to get everybody to getting it figured out here, heading into week 6. This is when everybody should really be like, if they're the real deal, then they should be like, alrighty, let's start getting it consistent and all that. So next week is truly going to be a real good test for a lot of these kind of teams that are on the fence. Are they good? Are they not? And we'll see if the Steelers team is one of them come next week.